What rappers committed crimes? Here we go. Alright, Gucci Mane. Gucci has criminal records enough to make him top his list. 50 Cent. After 50 Cent mother's demise, he took after her and started selling drugs. Lil Wayne, Tupac, Fat Joe, Meek Mill, T.I. Never heard of them. Bobby Shmurda. Are any of these people cancelled? No. Plan of the stream today is we're gonna check out a little bit of the whole Dr. Disrespect situation, and with that I mean we're just gonna watch a fucking Charlie video about it and he's talking about it, and then I'll just give my 2 cents on it. So we got this Dr. Disrespect situation here. All right, now a little bit of a quick reminder on what happened. Dr. Disrespect, he was a Twitch streamer like a couple years back for a long time, and then out of nowhere he got banned without no explanation whatsoever. He never said anything about it. Twitch never said something about it. He just got banned, and that's it. And then he went to YouTube, and then he started doing YouTube, you know, and that's about it, right? So yeah. Now, there has been new information about it, and apparently, he was, let's phrase my words really carefully here. He was he was communicating with a minor on Twitch Whisper, which pretty much nobody uses anyways, and allegedly were inappropriate messages. Keep in mind, we not have seen any of the logs yet. The logs are not live. They have not been leaked or released or anything like that. So everything, at least I would say, everything that we hear should be like taken with a grain of salt. Because allegations are just allegations until a verdict is made, obviously, right? And yeah, that's about it. That's what we know. So let's see what Charlie got to say about it.
Wow.
I do not have my fucking headphones on. Whoops. Bro starts off with the classical wow. Bro thinks he's Crash Bandicoot. Alright.
Wow. What a crazy day this has been. So I'm sure pretty much all of you that clicked on this video already know about what's happened with the Dr. Disrespect situation. To catch you up to speed with the briefest previously on Dragon Ball Z recap, Dr. Disrespect was the face of Twitch. In 2020, he was mysteriously banned from the platform, and not a peep had ever been uttered about why. This was a secret more guarded than the Krabby Patty formula. I really thought we'd never know the reason that Dr. Disrespect was banned. I thought that'd be taken to the grave. I thought we'd crack faster than light travel before we ever learned what the reason behind it was.
Honestly, the reason I thought was because, well, he was a really outspoken person. He was a really outspoken personality, and we all know that Twitch is run by a bunch of softies and simps. So they could not handle a alpha male like him on the platform. They didn't like it, so they banned him. That was always my assumption. But, oh boy, I wish that was the case.
But then from out of nowhere on just an average quiet Friday night, a former Twitch employee dropped a bombshell allegation claiming that Dr. Disrespect was banned due to sexting a minor through the Twitch Whisper service. Now, there was never any screenshots or evidence provided to support that claim. However, some other parties came forward saying that they had all heard a similar reason behind the ban. Dr. Disrespect then...
Rumors are rumors. This is just like the whole Johnny Depp situation all over again, man. It's like, oh, allegations? Oh, it must be true then. Like, what? That's so dumb. Imagine if I said to you, right? You're a pedophile, right? And so you don't have any proof of that. Exactly. Because I just accused you of something without any sort of evidence. The only thing he got for himself is that he is a credible source because he was a former employee on Twitch. That's literally the only thing that he got going for himself.
Then made a response to that statement, which was less than satisfactory for most people with a functioning frontal lobe, because he talked very vaguely about it and didn't actually outright deny the claim at all. So then he made a follow-up statement which aimed to provide a little more clarity, but it was still pretty vague, and both of these seemed to have like a lot of legalese talk to him to try like kind of tiptoe around the topic itself.
Obviously, he's getting accused for being a criminal. He's getting accused for a criminal offense. Obviously, you're gonna talk about it in a way that wouldn't, like, incriminate you. Right? That makes sense. Because, you know, that even if he didn't do it, right? Even if he didn't do it, which he did, he admitted he did it. But we don't know the severity or, like, the words he said. We don't even know the context on anything. We know nothing. But even when he did it, right? You're still not gonna incriminate yourself further to the point where, you know, you might actually get back into court again. Because he already had a court, or like he didn't have a court case, but like he had like a legal thing. And they decided it wasn't worth going to court for. So they fixed it, so they resolved it in a different way, in a different manner. And they just let it go. So it can be that incriminating if that's the case. But like I said, there's all speculation. We don't know anything.
So both of his responses, like the tweets, weren't received overly well. It was like he just kept stepping on a rake like in a cartoon and hitting himself in the face. He wasn't doing himself favors with his statements. But then the credibility of the source of behind this allegation started to be called into question because people did digging through their Twitter and found out they'd actually been dangling this carrot in front of their audience about they know the reason Dr. Disrespect's been banned, and if you...
Also, he made that tweet and then immediately promoted something he was gonna sell. Like, ulterior motives? Like, either stirring up, like, past drama that already was resolved, you know? Which, frankly, none of the public would have to have anything to do with.
You buy tickets to their concert, they might reveal it. So then people started to question that. And then today, Dr. Disrespect released another statement where he admitted to the claim of talking to a minor through Twitch whispers inappropriately. However, he denies that there was any real intent behind the messages, which is a crazy thing to say. Like, if any of you have watched To Catch a Predator, you'll recognize that tactic, that little maneuver right there, because that's something that was pretty frequent on that show. When a predator went down and talked with Chris Hansen, a lot of them said that same thing pretty much.
Yeah, but they literally got caught lacking. They were literally at the place to meet the person. This is like saying, let's assume it is illegal to eat a sandwich. And now people are accusing him of typing about he wants to eat a sandwich. Like, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't, like, harmed anything. Like, and like I said, it's all accusations. And I will definitely not go over accusations and just believe whatever the accusations say before I see any significant proof of anything. Frankly, I would like people to also do that whenever I would get into a situation like this. I would like people to also think I'm not what I'm accused of, or whatever I'm accused of, right? Like, I would like to have I would like people to have mindsets that they don't just believe whatever anyone says. Doesn't matter what kind of credibility this guy supposedly has, and without any sort of proof. Like, if we actually go down this road where we can just accuse people of whatever without any proof, and people can lose their careers, their lives, their fucking families, like, everything. Now, I'm not saying Dr. Disrespect was the best person ever, like he cheated on his wife and all that, right? That's not good, obviously. But, like, I don't really care what he did or what he's accused of. I just care that there's no proof of it. If there's proof of it, then I can, actually formulate an opinion. But now I'm just having to, like, listen to hearsay about stuff without any credible evidence. Imagine your life gets destroyed because some person created a rumor about you and exaggerated the whole concept of what you did to the point where people think you're an actual fucking pedophile. Now, if he turns out to be, I will definitely, change my stance on this. But I'm just not simply, I'm not even a fan of Dr. Disrespect. I have never watched his streams. I've never really watched his videos. I don't really know the guy at all. I just think it's unfair for people to, like, I've seen videos of people have, like gear and, like, outfits from Dr. Disrespect that they bought, that they're throwing away in the trash and burning and blah blah blah, right? All virtue singling, like. So you didn't do it when he literally cheated on his wife? This is where you draw the line? I think cheating on someone is already bad enough to not support him. But whatever. Anyway, that's not really the here or there. But yeah, this whole situation is just a little bit, like, I don't know, unstable. There's no really anything we can go off of outside of him that he admitted doing something inappropriate or talking inappropriate with a minor. But that can be whatever, right? That can be him making they're making, like, weird jokes like a fucking dad does at the dinner table. Like, they make inappropriate jokes. He's a dad. Like, I don't know. I just hope he didn't do it. But if it turns out that he did, then it's just, first of all, it's really dumb, really stupid. But it's also really just disappointing. Disappointing. Jesus, I can't even speak. Disappointing, because at this age you should know better. You should know better. You shouldn't do this shit. And it's just disgusting, frankly, right?
No, I didn't mean any of that. I was actually just teaching them a lesson about talking to strangers and the dangers of it. There was never any real intent behind the things that were said. Like, that's a very weird thing to try and say. So let's just go through his statement first, though. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a statement. Let's cut the bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. For those that don't know, I forgot to mention this in my, like, lore exposition on this. His company that he founded, Midnight Society Game Studio, which had been working on a game with him for a long time, announced yesterday that they were going to be terminating him after they conducted an investigation, and after they assumed his innocence, found something through their investigation that made them uncomfortable keeping him around, so they let him go.
No, what they actually mean is they think that his presence as a defining figure in their company is gonna hurt their social rep. Because that's how social media works, alright? He got accused. A lot of people believe it. A lot of people already hate him. A lot of people just mindlessly believe everything they read. And now they hate him for whatever they think the reason is. And they are afraid that their social rep would be in question or in poverty whenever they would still be associated with a alleged pedophile. Right? So, in a business sense, this is a really smart decision, because in the end of the day, a business is there to make money. It's not there to paint a message.
So that's why he's mentioning them here. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I, and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families. I'd never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. Now, before getting into the rest of this, I do want to mention Midnight Society themselves said that he was terminated. Here he's saying that he stepped down like it was a mutual decision. I don't know if this is like a you can't fire me, I quit type of situation, you know, turn in the badge and the gun and go your separate way as a lone wolf, or what. Like, there's just a bit of a discrepancy whether he was terminated by Midnight Society or if he himself and them left on good terms where he agreed to step down. Ultimately, the point is he's no longer associated with that studio anymore after they conducted their own investigation into this subject. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind—
That was everything anyone read, by the way. That's it. And that should be enough, right? That should be enough to incriminate someone. Is what a lot of people think. But like, I don't think like that. I don't think like that.
Behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more.
So, like he says, right? There's like casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate. First of all, we don't know how old the minor was, right? And in legal sense, that doesn't make a difference, right? But in a moral sense, it does. Let's be honest. Now, because if he was talking to like an 11-year-old, like that's weird already, right? But if he was like, if he, she, we don't even know the gender of the person, first and foremost. But if she was like 17, 16, almost 18 years old, like, you're a completely different person from 14 to like 15 to 16 years old. Like, at 16 years old, you can already buy alcohol in Europe. Like, remember that. In some in some countries, it's legal to buy, not here anymore. It's now on 18, and I hope it's I hope that they're gonna put it on 21 eventually, because guess what? If you're 18 years old, you still have a undeveloped frontal lobe, and you still can't really understand the consequences of your actions. But regardless of that, there is a significance between how mentally immature you are between the ages of 16, 17, 18, or 15, 14, or 13. And we can all agree on that, right? So I think the age is definitely a deciding factor on this as well. And what he actually said. Or what they actually said to each other. Like, if it's gonna be some EDP type shit where he literally just like talking to a woman like, hey baby girl, I wanna move, do all that weird shit, right? Yeah, then what the fuck, bruh? Might as well castrate this guy right now. If that's the case. But if it's like inappropriate like jokes or whatever like that, like nothing sexual or anything like that, like a stupid dumb joke that dads would make that are inappropriate, which would like their wives would like tell them and like hit them on the fucking arm like, Terry, you can't say that in front of the children. And you're like, you know, that kind of thing, right? So yeah, there's definitely a significant difference between what the age and what has been said. So just saying, oh yeah, he texted with a minor, that's enough. Like, no, that's not. That's not enough, in my opinion.
Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute.
Also, how long was this interaction for? Was this like a 2-3 minute talk? Or was this like a reoccurring, like weekly, maybe even monthly occurring, like, communication between each other? That's also a gigantic deciding factor for me.
with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, the doc actually edited this statement twice. So initially, he posted it with the word minor in it, saying, were there messages with an individual minor? The answer is yes. But then shortly after he published it, he edited the word minor out of it. So he removed that. He redacted it like a fucking CIA document, trying to bury it, just snapping it out of existence. So then it read, were there messages with an individual? The answer is yes. But people were quick to notice the edit, and you can actually check edit history on Twitter, which I didn't know you can do, but you could clearly see that the original no longer matched the current one because he took the word minor out. So when people caught him red-handed, he just edited it one more time to put the word minor back into it. Now, there is a lot to say about just that small chunk right there, but I'm going to finish reading the statement first before we really dive into the weeds of it. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me.
Correct.
That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect, and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Now, with all this said, don't get it mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me knows where I stand on these things with those type of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me,
So he got messages in 2020 or 2017, and he got banned at 2020. That's like 3 years. No, I'm stupid. Yeah, that's 3 years, bro. Why did they decide to like ban him way earlier? It can't have been that bad, bro. If they waited 3 years, it cannot have been that incredibly horrendous. These messages can't have been like EDP levels of insane.
I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You guys have always shown me and my family love and support throughout all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the best community and circle. If any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always been greatly appreciated. Trust me when I say this. To all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real-life experience, I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. I'm not going anywhere. Actual Wolf of Wall Street energy. I'm not fucking leaving. And I'm not the same guy that made this statement all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right. He tries to close this statement with a really hard, cheesy 80s action movie one-liner. They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky you didn't blow the welds off the intake. I'm not leaving. It's really kind of...
I mean, it's kind of his character, isn't it? It's kind of his character. I don't think he should have been his character in this tweet, however. I think he should have been his, like, genuine self. But, I mean, I guess he can do that. Or, he wants to, like, make it, like, a little bit more hard-lighted at the end or something. I can understand the intention of it, I guess.
Ridiculous to put that there with accusations like this. These are super serious. Like, this isn't something people take lightly at all.
Yeah, but if it's... You could argue that he's making a little bit of, like, a lighthearted comment afterwards because these allegations are incredibly exaggerated. So he's not really worried about it. Right? That could be argued here.
In his own statement, he has openly admitted to messaging a minor and had conversations that were inappropriate, or as he said, leaned into being inappropriate. Now, what's not clear, and what a lot of people are coping with, is that maybe Dr. Disrespect didn't know the age of the person he was communicating with, but
at the start of that conversation, that would be very, very likely.
I truly feel if that was the case, Dr. Disrespect would have mentioned that, saying that he had those communications with this person that he believed was of age but turned out to be a minor.
Yeah, but that's just like that fucking thing that you said with Catch a Predator. Like, oh, I was just trying to protect her, or because there was weirdo out there, right? Like, you could argue that people are gonna say that about it. So he didn't mention it at all because they know that's like the standard. Like, oh, but I didn't know the age. Like, you know, it's the standard. Like, trying to like get out of jail free card, right? So that might be why he didn't mention it, but who knows? Whenever actually these these logs are actually gonna get released, we can actually finally formulate an opinion on it. At least I can. Not other people just blindly believe everything they read. But I just need the logs, man, to like be completely informed about this, because I would hate to like incriminate someone or like start to dislike someone on like a rumor that is greatly exaggerated, right?
I think if that was the reality of that situation, if he truly communicated with someone that he thought was of age but turned out to be a minor, I think he would have mentioned that in this statement, but he didn't. He didn't say that he was under the impression he was communicating with an adult. He just says that he had conversations with an individual minor. He doesn't say anything like, oh, they were actually one day away from being 18, or I really thought they were, you know, in their 20s, or anything like that.
Yeah, but that makes him look desperate for people to believe him, which makes him look even more guilty, right? At least that's how I see it.
And I think if that was what happened, it would have been mentioned here. I really do. But there's no mention of that. So it's hard to give that benefit of the doubt that he didn't know, because I think he would have mentioned if that was the case. I also think it's pretty telling that some of the closest people to Dr. Disrespect are coming forward saying how unacceptable it was and distancing themselves from him, because if he didn't know that he was communicating with a minor, he probably would have told them at the very least, but they're not saying that either. So here's Robert Bowling, one of his business partners here, saying, if you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you, period. I promised to only act on facts, and I did. So I just really...
And honestly, that is completely valid. In a business arrangement, in a business relationship, I understand it. You don't want to be like associated with anyone that is like lightly not lightly that has that has like accusations about something bad, right? Even if it's not true, you just don't want to be with or associated with a person like that, unless you're mainstream hip hop rappers, because they are all criminals.
Really don't think there's a whole lot of wiggle room about Doc not knowing that he was communicating with a minor. Like, I feel like there has been plenty of opportunities now for that information to have come out from somewhere, but nobody is saying that other than people theorizing and hoping that maybe that's the case.
Also, if this was the case, there's no way a minor wouldn't have gone on social media like, oh my god, I'm talking with Dr. Disrespect. Like, there's no way he kept that hidden this whole time. There's no way. I don't believe it.
But Doc himself has never said that that was a possibility. He'd never even hinted that he didn't know the person's age, and the people closest to him aren't saying that either. So I really think that it's likely that he did know that, and he still had these conversations that lean to being inappropriate with someone he knew to be a minor.
Here, look. This is the term. This is what inappropriate means, right? Inappropriate. Here we go. Not suitable or proper in the circumstances. That can be anything. That can depend on someone's age. That can depend on someone's life situation. That can depend on someone's emotion at the time. That can depend on someone's location at the time. That can depend on someone's race at the not at the time. You don't change your race. Someone's race, their fucking hairstyle. Like, it can be literally be connected to anything whatsoever. It's like whenever like the war started with Russia and Ukraine, right? And people were making jokes about it. That was a lot of people thought those jokes were inappropriate, right? Just like people still don't think you can joke about like the Holocaust or anything like that, right? Because that's deemed inappropriate. It's not a crime to joke about those things, but it's inappropriate. It's socially rejected. So Yeah, inappropriate is a really broad term, and it might really make it seem like it's worse than it is, or it is so bad that he has to say inappropriate, because if he says anything more specific about situation, he's gonna incriminate himself.
Which is fucking disgusting.
What's up, Doug?
Now, there are people still defending this, saying, well, he didn't go to jail for it, so what's the big deal? Can't wait for the next stream, Doc. Firm handshakes. Like, there's people that are just...
There are people that just want to live their lives and just enjoy someone's fucking streams. Some people don't give a shit about their fucking real life situations. Look at rappers. There's so many fucking rappers out there that, like, murdered, raped, fucking, sold drugs, like, did all sorts of garbage, fucking crazy human shit. But the musician is cool. He makes cool music, so I don't like, yep. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Rap about killing a motherfucker. Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck that. Hell yes. Like, nobody gives a shit, bro. There's a lot of people that really don't give a flying fuck about this. Right? They really don't. Because guess what? It's not their problem. It's not their life. They have their own fucking lives. They have probably, like, debt. They have probably, like, other worries that they have to be worried about. They do not have the luxury to give a flying shit about this whole situation. And guess what? They don't have to give a shit. Because in the end of the day, it's their decision to accept someone or not. You know, like... So I don't really think people can actually, I don't think it's, correct to, like, blame these people. Because they simply just don't care. Guess what? People that don't care are not gonna care if you care too much. Like, that makes them even less care. That's how it is, you know? Messed up now? There's allegations on Dr. Disrespect having inappropriate, messages with a minor. It's all really vague, but there's no, proof of anything like it. He only, stated that the allegation is correct. But we have no logs. We don't have the age of the minor. We don't have how long the conversations were had, when they were had, about what, you know. So we actually have nothing. We only know that he got allegations about something which was true, but we don't have any details on the allegations so far.
Dismissing this as not a big deal, which is insanity. I think that is pure lunacy. I can't fucking believe some of what I'm reading here from people that are just writing this off as not a big deal because it's a streamer they like. An adult communicating inappropriately with a minor is bad. Full stop. It's inexcusable. No matter how you spin it.
Yeah, murder is also inexcusable, but here we are. Well, you know, let me just Google, alright? What rappers committed crimes. Here we go. Alright, Gucci Mane. Gucci has criminal records enough to make him top his list. 50 Cent. After 50 Cent's mother's demise, he took after her and started selling drugs. Lil Wayne, Tupac, Fat Joe, Meek Mill, T.I. Never heard of them. Bobby Shmurda. Are any of these people cancelled? No. Because guess what? They make good music. Even though I don't know who Fat Joe is, Meek Mill, or T.I. But, bro, 50 Cent is a legend. Gucci Mane is, well, you could argue, he is maybe like a Gen Z legend, maybe. Lil Wayne, he's a fantastic artist. Tupac was a fantastic artist. Fucking Bobby Shmurda, he was a meme. I'm not gonna lie. Bobby Shmurda was a meme. Like, there's so many things that people forgive simply because they just like the person. It's just like, what's the girl rapper? But like, there's so many people, so many things that people just forgive simply because they don't care about it, and they like the artist. It's just like with the allegations with Michael Jackson at the time, where he was like a pedophile, right? Also never been really any like facts about or anything like that. And a lot of people just didn't want to care and didn't believe it. Regardless if it was true or not. We still don't know if it was true or not. So, I don't know. I don't think this standpoint is really valid because, just like I said, there's so many criminal artists out there that just get forgiven because they make good music. So why can't you do that with a streamer? Why? Why can't you do that? Why is that not something you can forgive? Oh, what? Because this is somehow worse than any other criminal offense? Is that how you oh, I can't speak. Is that how you wanna formulate your morals? Like, I don't know, man. I don't work like this. Either you are a hypocrite about it, and you say, yeah, I think some things are worse than others, and honestly, I agree. I think some things are worse than others. I think if you rape someone or murder someone, you should just get the worst punishment you can ever get. But if you steal something, I think that is not as severe as murder. But why is theft so heavily criminalized? Because it loses companies money. It loses people money. And guess what? Money is more important than human lives. That's why we have wars. Anyway, continue.
That is a horrible thing. Now, he may not have met up with the minor in question. However, was that his decision? Was he the one that decided not to meet up with him? Because with the information that's been come out, now, again, keep in mind, we don't have access to the chat log, like the conversations that took place, but from all the sources that have come out from, like, Bloomberg and all of that, it sounds like the conversation they had did talk about meeting up at TwitchCon. So, that right there.
And how do they know that? What, a bird flew by and just dropped the letter? Like, oh, look at that. They were talking about meeting up at TwitchCon. Like, okay, so you give the benefit of the doubt of an accusation about a rumor about an accusation, but you don't give the benefit of the doubt about anything else? Kinda hypocritical, not gonna lie. How convenient? Exactly, man.
There shows pretty real intent to meet up with this person. And who knows, maybe it was the minor that ultimately got uncomfortable with this whole thing and called it off, not the doc. We don't know for sure. The only thing we do know for sure with what the doc just confirmed is that he was talking inappropriately with a minor, which is a terrible, terrible thing. And even his closest friends are saying they can't defend it, it's inexcusable. And they're right, it is inexcusable. But there are still people trying to defend it, as pathetic as that is. And Dr. Disrespect claims that he's going to come back at some point. And I have no doubt when he does, he's still going to have a massive audience.
Mini Lad came back. Another guy. Remember this guy? Mini Lads. Oh boy. Remember this dude? Yeah. Haha. Yep. He tried to come back. He failed. But he definitely tried to come back. He got like a new name as well now. He goes on like a different name now. You can find it. But hey, a lot of people still support him. And he was a genuine pedophile. You know, like, it's just either be a hypocrite about it and accept it and say, yep, I'm a hypocrite because I care about this more because it's now relevant. Or you are more skeptical about the whole situation. Like, he's talking about, like, as if he, like, murdered someone. Oh, boy, he's talking inappropriately with a child. We don't know what he said. Like, if he said some EDP type shit, yes, I 100% agree. That shit was terrible. That was atrocious. He should go to jail. I agree. But at the end of the day, we still have no logs. We have no proof. The only allegations that we have is that, or the only proof that we have is that it leans into being inappropriate. And that's about it. Like, it's all so vague. There's, like, nothing to... It's like grabbing 2 hands full of sand and everything just slips through your fingers. There's no fucking solid evidence about anything. There's like, oh yeah, this is I got sand right here and it's just yeah, it's sand. We know it's sand. That's about it. It's so dumb, bro. It's so dumb. And I bet whenever this comes out and let's say nothing was really said that was really incriminating or really that weird or sexual or whatever, right? Let's say he didn't do any of that. People are gonna switch up because guess what? That is what you do. Because now they're hating on the doc, right? Because they're all going with the mob, going all like, oh, I hate the dog, he's a pedophile, he's this. And the people like me who were skeptical and or are skeptical because there's frankly no fucking evidence about anything, because we've not seen the logs, and we have nothing else outside of his, he was leaning towards inappropriate. Now, we can maybe argue that it was inappropriate, and he said it like that because it sounds better. Say it lead into inappropriate, right? We can argue that. But like, come on, bro. I feel like people are doing a little bit too much here. I think people are just jumping the gun here. You can judge this guy all you want once the logs come out. I'm fully for that. But before the logs ever get released, I advise you to stay skeptical about it, because you could literally ruin this guy's career, his life, like this, right? And we've seen before, there are many male athletes that have been accused of rape and never actually got or actually did the accusation, but lost their NFL fucking contract and all that. Many examples.
I can already tell, based on the amount of people jumping through hoops trying to find ways of justifying this and spinning it in ways where he doesn't look evil, which is impossible, but they're doing their best. So I know when he comes back, he will probably have tons of viewers and tons of donations out the fucking wazoo, saying things like, keep your head up, Doc, don't let cancel culture get you down. It's just a fucking cancel culture mob that came after you. You're a victim of that mob, that's it. Which is just so unhinged. He has openly admitted, in his own words, to inappropriately talking to a minor. It's just craziness. So that's the update to this whole Dr. Disrespect ban situation. That's really about it. So yeah. Wow.
Okay. Like I said, I'm skeptical because frankly, like I said, I already said it at the beginning, or like somewhere in the middle of this video, I'm not a fan of Dr. Disrespect whatsoever. I've never really watched him or anything like that. I don't really care about him, right? But what I do care is that he's getting judged without any credible evidence about anything, right? It's all vague. It's all he said, she said. Like, it just, I can vibe with that, man. That's just how it is. I just can't vibe with it. And like I said, I'm gonna say this, so I think I said this already 3 times. Whenever the logs get released, and he was a piece of fucking garbage scumbag pedophile, then 100% everything is warranted. But we don't know that as of now.